Okay, so you can make me now co-host. We are now live.
It's done now. You're co-host.
Thank you. I'm enabling waiting room so that we have security, like we will check one by one.
Okay.
And after 5 minutes, I'll log the meeting.
Okay. Oh, excuse me. Oh, sleepy. Oh. 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 Hi, Ken. Oh. Oh. Man, I can't stop yawning. Oh, geez. Hello. Hi, Vicky and Pat and Josefina. She in yet? And Catherine and Eileen. Josefina's not in yet. Hi, Leslie. There's my Josefina.
Hi,
You were.
Ty.
I was worried you were slow coming in. I thought, oh my goodness, something happened. Hi, Susan. Hi, Verna and Twee. Oh, people are popping in left and right now. I'm sorry. Okay. Well, let me get some screen shared, and let's not waste any time. Today's TA is Harry, so he's with us for this session. So if you need any technical support, any questions, please reach out to Harry in chat. And we're going to be doing some Tai Chi tonight. We're working on studying the Sung style 12 forms. My name is Ty. I live I live in Lake Mary, Florida, in the U.S., just outside of Orlando, Florida. I have a background in biology and psychology and computer science. Shockingly, they are all related. I also have a career as healthcare IT consultant. Before I retired, I was a traveling consultant going around to medical centers, helping them learn how to use their data better and more accurately. Got a taste for teaching, and I really enjoyed it. Now in my retirement, I'm taking my experience and training in practices like Kundalini Yoga and Hatha Yoga and Tai Chi and therapeutic Qigong and sharing it with others. I really love working with other seniors. So this has been a great opportunity for me with getsetup.io to come together with you folks and share with you and learn from you and progress. Tonight, and I say night because it's nighttime for me on the East Coast of the U.S. I'm here to guide you through the Sung style Tai Chi forms and help you learn the practice. And hopefully over time, you'll go a little deeper into your practice. And we talk about that in class. We're with Get Set Up, as I mentioned, and they help us learn from each other. Now, ideally for a movement class like this, I can see you. You have your camera on, because that helps guide me on what to guide you next. But if you don't want to have your camera on, that's totally acceptable. I just hope that maybe some point in the future, I can persuade you to be comfortable enough to turn it on. But I want you to be here whether you have the camera on or not. So if you don't turn the camera on, don't sweat it. There are recordings of the session. So tonight after the class, feel free to email help@getsetup.io and just tell them you want a recording and they'll set you up. If you didn't make it in through a registration tonight because the class did get booked up and you're joining us through live stream, I'm really glad you made the effort to come that direction. But the best way to be involved in the class is to actually get booked in and join us. So take a look at the schedule for the next couple of weeks and see if you can join us in some live classes. Get Set Up is not paid to promote specific products. Number one rule, check with your doctor. Honor whatever your doctor tells you about movement and exercise programs. The expectation is that you have already had a discussion with your doctor before starting this class, especially if you have any health conditions or taking any medications. Whatever that doctor recommends, whatever restrictions that are placed, you honor those first. Second, you honor what your body's telling you. And third, you can listen to me. We have groupings of forms. We don't do postures or asanas in Tai Chi like you would in yoga. We do forms. And there's three basic forms, the Wuji, the commencement, and the open close, that I detail in the introductory class. That name is Tai Chi, Why It's Great for Seniors. So in the beginning class, I don't really go into too much detail with these three forms, but I will tell you a little bit about them as we do them today. But if you really want the detail, come to Tai Chi, Why It's Great for Seniors. Now, here's the meat of the sessions for the beginner sessions. In the Sung style 12 forms, there are two main sequences, the single whip and the brush the knee. On the screen right now are the names of the forms in the single whip right and the single whip left. So yeah, we have two sequences, but each one of them go left and right. So we end up actually having 4 sequences. That's why sometimes the Sung style 12 is called the Sung style 24. Depends on how you want to count the forms. Tonight, we're working with the single whip right. So we'll be doing open and close. Well, we'll be doing Wuji, commencement, open and close, single whip right, open curtain, waving hands and clouds, open and close, and closing. So that'll be tonight's agenda. Some nights in some sessions, we do brush the knee sequence, brush the knee left or brush the knee right. So when you come to other classes, you'll get exposed to these sequences too. Now, for the entire Sung 12, you combine all of these sequences into a longer flow. Very basic rules. Only do what you're comfortable with and what you're capable with. We're going back to that doctor's directions. Dress comfortably. Loose-fitting clothes work perfect. Flat, well-fitting shoes work well. Tennis shoes, deck shoes. I actually have a pair of shoes that are called Tai Chi shoes that I got online at a very cheap price. If you want to practice barefoot, I can't stop you, but I don't recommend it. But if you wanted to go barefoot and you feel like you're firm on your step, you're balanced well, you're comfortable with the slickness or roughness of the floor, evaluate all that before you go barefoot. Make sure you're very well balanced and not going to slip or fall down because you're barefoot. If you're hungry or you've just had a meal, consider whether you want to practice with me in class. Definitely practices between classes. Stage them when you're not hungry or immediately after eating. Listen to your body and take rest periods as you need it. Stop if you feel pain. Sit down if you feel like you need to sit down. If you experience any lightheadedness or discomfort, sit down and take a break. Maybe you practice the whole session seated. That's fine. A lot of people study Tai Chi seated. It works beautifully from that posture too. Whatever you do, stay in your comfort zone for the level of exertion. Don't overdo it. The range of motion. Don't reach too far. Length of practice. Don't go too long. Move slowly, continuously, and smoothly as you're able. Breathe. Breathe naturally. Breathe easily. Don't force it. Reduce the amount of effort you put into the movements. No matter how much effort you're putting into the movements, as you get comfortable doing the movements, see if you can minimize to use less effort. Imagine the air around you as being somewhat dense. It's as though you're swimming through a fog. That gives you the sensation of something pushing back against your arms and legs as you're moving, and that resistance helps you slow down. It gives you the sensation of, I need to slow down because I can't move faster. Just imagine that you're pressing against that resistance. Bottom line, let go. Let all things go. Let tension, stiffness, let thoughts, let problems, let it all go in your practice. And remember, in your practice, less is more, and there's no hurry. In your Tai Chi, never hurry. We have practice guidelines. These are discussed in class quite a bit tonight. We're going to discuss the weight separation guideline. Weight separation leads into training you to handle your balance better. Being more balanced and more conscious of where your body is in space leads to fall prevention. So in Tai Chi, we take steps by bringing your weight fully to one foot and then lifting the other foot. That's a safe lift. When your weight is fully on one foot, you can lift the other foot safely without danger of leaning or falling. We'll do that as we start up tonight's practice. We'll talk about it. Commonly called as separating the weight or finding your balance or center of gravity. But it contributes to a better balance, and it contributes to increased leg strength. So now with that being said, let's do some practice. You can come standing with me. You can be seated, or you can stand with a chair nearby for support, whatever serves you best. I recommend that you have water available. If you don't in class, maybe you want to step and get some, or at least next class, bring water. So let's stop that share. I'm going to share some music. Is that music loud enough? Somebody give me a thumbs up or down. Okay, cool. I don't hear it at the same volume you guys do. Okay, let's start with Wuji. I mentioned it. Many of you have been with me and done Wuji before. To find your Wuji, just stand tall, stretch your head to the sky. Have your heels about hips width apart. If you're more stable with a little bit wider stance, then take it. Have your shoulders over your hips. Allow your shoulders and neck to just relax. Your arms just sort of hang. Sometimes maybe you'll find your palms on the front of your thighs. Maybe you'll find your hands at the side. Either one is fine. One concept is to pretend you have a very small lemon under each armpit and the arms are just kind of dangling out a little. All of these are fine forms. But this is your Wuji. We always come back to our Wuji before we start anything. Wuji consists also of starting your breath. Start your Tai Chi breath of breathing slowly into your belly. Exhaling from the belly. As you exhale, soften those knees. As you inhale, check out your body for tension. And as you exhale, release any of that tension. This is letting go. To quickly go through commencement form, remember it's detailed in the introductory class, but commencement form is rotating at the shoulders. The hands come up to about chest level. The hands come down and come toward your belly button as you sink into the knees. And the hands come up the chest. Then the hands reach forward and they reach back. That's the upper body portion of commencement. The leg and footwork. Let's take our, find your Wuji. And I just want you to lean to one foot. Bring your weight to one foot and then bring your weight to the other foot. Notice how you separate the weight in the body by doing this. When the weight is fully on one foot, the other foot is safe to lift without losing your balance. Now, I say that, but with my problem with my peripheral neuropathy, I'm still a little out of balance even when I do that. So that's when I find the comfort of maybe touching the wall or touching a chair. But if you have normal feet, probably when you get that weight fully to one foot, it's completely well balanced to lift the other foot and step out heel, toe. That's taking a step safely without danger of falling. Let's do that again. Find your Wuji. Bring your weight to the right foot. Step out with the left foot and put your weight on the left foot heel and then the entire foot. Bring that right foot now to join the left. Notice how comfortable and safe that step was. Step back and let's do it again. Weight to the right foot. Step out with the left heel, toe. When your weight's fully on that left foot, bring the right foot to join it. Nice and safe. So let's combine that with the upper body part. So commence by rotating your shoulders. Drop your hands and bring them down to the belly button. Now, as the hands are coming out of the chest, that's when you take the weight to the right foot. As you step out with the left foot is when you reach forward with the hands. Bring the right foot to join the left. Elbows down. That's commencement. From commencement, we do open and close, which is a very simple form. The hands just separate a little bit and come back. Imagine that you're holding a ball of energy. Right there between your palms is a ball of energy. Your hands are cupped to hold that ball of energy. And as you pull those hands apart, you're stretching that energy And as the hands come back together, the energy's contracting. So you inhale and exhale. And on that exhale, you just relax the body back into Wuji. So let's start again with Wuji. We're going to do commencement and open and close. Just take one breath with me. Inhale in Wuji. And exhale, settle into your knees softly. Commence. Arms rotate. Hands drift down. Remember, pushing through a thick fog. As the hands come up the belly, your weight's going to the right foot. And you step out with the left. Reach forward. Bring the right foot to join. Elbows come down and your hands come right there to heart center, and you open and close. Beautiful. Now for the rest of the session, we're going to start our sequence with the open and close. We're not going to do commencement every time. So let me demo for you what we're working on tonight. It's called single whip right. I'm going to start with commencement in the demo. My commencement, I step out, I reach out. Here's my open and close. Single whip right. That's the single whip. This is open the curtain. Waving hands in the clouds. I'm doing 3 of them as I step to the side. You can just mirror me if you like instead of following my right and left commands when we're practicing. I finish my single whip with a little open and close. Now there's also a single whip to the left, which we won't be working on tonight, but I'm going to demo for you. We finish the sequence with an open and close. Nice. So let's work on our single whip to the right. Now, if you want to mirror me and do the single whip to the left, that's fine. We're going to learn it both ways as we practice, but tonight we're just going to work on this one sequence. But feel free to do yours mirror image to me if you like. So you can either follow my movements or follow my words. So let's find our open. You'll find your Wuji first, then you do the open and close. Now, the single whip form, which is the first form in this single whip sequence, you bring your weight to the left foot. That's a clue you're going to do something with the right foot. You're going to turn the torso 45 degrees. Mine's to the right. And then you step out with a small step. The step is always heel, toe, and then the weight's coming down on that right foot or that forward foot, however you want to look at. Let's come back and do that again. Find your Wuji. Open and close. Weight to the left foot. Step out 45 degrees to the right, and your weight goes to that forward foot. At this time, the hands have turned and your palms are facing away from you. With a nice straight torso, you're not leaning into it. You push the energy curtain. It's as though there's an invisible wall right there and you're pushing it away. Just push it away. Notice how as you push, you're even putting more weight on that right foot. So let's try that again. Open, close, single whip right. Weight to the left foot, turn to the right, 45 degrees, and push. Now your weight is heavily on that right foot. We open the curtain. Now open the curtain is just separating the hands. This hand stays where it is, and this hand rotates around. In my case, it's the left hand rotating. Now, I want you just to slowly bring that hand back together. This isn't part of the form, but just slowly bring it back. Notice when the hands come together, how much weight is on that front foot. And when you rotate and bring the other hand wide, your weight has shifted to the back foot. It doesn't matter which direction you're going, right or left, it's the same sequence. This is the weight separation. So just feel how it feels to move that weight from one foot to the other as you rotate the torso. Your eyes are watching the back of the moving hand, and you're breathing. So open the curtain, watch the back of that hand. Your weight now has moved to the back foot. Since your weight is on the back foot, you can lift that forward foot and bring it back to join. So your feet are back where you started. Let's do that again. Find your Wuji. Hands are at heart center, and you open and close. Single whip right, or whichever direction you're going. Weight goes to my left foot. I turn to the right 45 degrees, step out, heel toe, and I push the curtain. My weight is going to the front foot. I open the curtain as my hands separate, and my weight is shifting to the other foot. I'm going to do that again, but with my back to you. So find your Wuji. Hands at heart center. Soft knees. Open. You may notice when you do an open close that as you open, you straighten your legs a little bit. Inhale. And as you exhale and close, you sink in the knees. Feels so good to relax back into the knees. Now, for a single whip right, I'm bringing my weight to this foot, my left foot. I'm turning 45 degrees right. Now, my torso and head are one unit. I just turn the torso and head as one unit. I'm not turning the knees. I'm not even really getting the hips involved. It's upper body. Now, I step out with that foot, heel, toe, and as my weight is going onto that forward foot, I turn my palms away and I push the curtain. Open the curtain as my left hand is drifting around, circling my torso as I watch it. My weight is shifting to the left foot. There's that weight shift again. Now I can lift that forward foot and bring it back in. So your feet are close together at this point. Your hands are wide apart. We're going to take that right hand and we're going to bring it close to the left elbow. It's called a swish or a swoosh. Swoosh. It just, yeah, that's, oh, everybody did that so nicely. You just drop it, little swerve there. This is iconic movement in Sung style. They love doing little smooth swishes like that. Isn't that nice? Just whoosh. Now, this is the tricky part. There's no way I can get this better pictured, but you've got the right hand down toward the elbow of the other hand. So you got one hand high, one hand low. Maybe that's the best terminology. You're going to take that low hand and you're going to bring it up and replace that upper hand. So my upper palm is faced away. I'm bringing that lower hand up and my lower palm is now on top of my hand. Both palms are facing away and the upper one drops down. You're just switching them. So it's kind of like this, switching to this. But you notice to do that, you have to twist the torso just a little. You get that nice little torso twist while you're doing that. Feels good, actually. But that's switching hands. You can do it in one swish motion because like when your hands are separate, when you swish that hand down, you can just let it keep going. Let it keep going, rise up to replace that upper hand and let that upper hand come down. Makes it a lot smoother. Looks like this. When you get used to doing it, both hands just move at the same time. This is where you just start flowing a little bit. Okay. Let's start with our open and close, and let's go through that sequence again. Oh, we've had a lot more people join. Hi, people. I can't see the names without I'm too far away to see the names, but welcome, everybody. We're doing Sung Style 12, and tonight we're practicing our single whip to the right. If you're mirroring me, you're doing single whip to the left, and that's fine. So find your Wuji. Hands at the open and close. We open and we close. Single whip to the right. Weight goes to the left foot. Step out with the right 45 degrees. Push the energy curtain. Open the curtain, watching the back of that hand that's moving. Bring the forward foot in to join the back and swoosh that hand down and switch with the other hand. Now, you're going to take the right foot and step out. If you're mirroring me, it's the left foot. And then you're going to rotate the torso, watching the back of that upper hand. Bring that other foot in to join. Switch hands and rotate back. This is waving hands in the clouds. This is the fun one. Switch hands, step out and rotate. Step in with that other foot and rotate back as you switch hands. You do 3 of these. Switch hands, step out. Step in, switch hands, and rotate back. This is our 3rd one. Now here's the fun little movement, because you take that lower hand up a little higher than the high hand. Rotate the torso back forward. Hands come to heart center for an open and a close. That's single whip to the right. So let's do that a few more times. Let me do a sequence of it with my back to you if you want to just follow there. Hands to heart center in your Wuji and open and close. Single whip right. Let me give you a trick. If your pelvis is made like mine, it might be easier for you to take that step if you take the back of the heel, the foot you're going to take the weight to. In my case right now, it's going to be the left. If I take that left heel and move it out about an inch or two, just pivot on the toe, that sets my upper torso in a position where I can rotate to step out at 45 degrees without tensing my hips. Then I push the energy curtain. My weight's going to the forward foot. Open the curtain. Bring that forward foot back in. Switch hands after the swish. Step out and rotate. Sorry, I took that a little quickly. Switch hands and rotate back. Step out and switch hands and rotate. Step in, switch hands and rotate. Step out, switch hands and rotate. Step in, switch hands and rotate back. To end, the lower hand comes higher than the upper hand. Rotate the torso back forward for an open and a close. So find your Wuji. Bring your hands to the open and close. Open and close. Bring your weight to the left foot. Or if it's your right foot, if you're mirroring me, that's fine. Turn the torso, not the hips, not the legs. Turn the torso 45 degrees to your right. Lift that right foot and put the heel down, very small step, and then lower the whole foot to get your weight on the right foot, keeping a nice straight torso, not leaning. Turn the hands away and push the curtain. Push the curtain. Even though you're pushing hard against the curtain, your arms are soft. Separate the hands as you open the curtain, watching the back of that hand. Try to have a soft gaze. Maybe you're staring a little bit past the hand. Once the curtain is open and your weight's on the left foot, bring that forward foot in, swish the hand down and replace the other hand. Step out and rotate. These are small steps. Step in, switch hands and rotate back. Step out, switch hands and rotate. Step in, switch hands and rotate, waving hands in the clouds. Step out, switch hands and rotate. Step in, switch hands and rotate. One hand goes higher than the other. You come back to heart center for an open and close. Since we've covered single whip to the right, let's try some single whip to the left. So if you've been mirroring me and doing to the left, now you'll do to the right. It's the same motions, but reversed. So bring your hands to heart center for an open and a close. So we're going to bring the weight to the right foot. Step out 45 degrees with the left foot and push the curtain. Separate the hands. My right hand is rotating my torso. I'm watching the back of my right hand. My weight has now come to my right foot. So I'm bringing in my left foot. I'm swishing the arm down, replacing that hand with the over the upper hand. The upper hand comes down. Step out and rotate. If you're only used to doing it the other direction, it takes a while to get used to doing the other direction. Switch hands, bring the step in and rotate. Switch hands, step out and rotate. Step in, switch hands and rotate. Step out, switch hands and rotate. Step in, switch hands and rotate. The lower hand now comes up higher than the upper hand. Torso comes forward. Hands are back at heart center for an open and a close. And now we do a single whip the other direction. Weight's going to my left foot. I rotate the torso to the right 45 degrees and step out heel toe. And I push the energy curtain. Open the curtain as my weight goes to the left foot. The forward foot comes in to join the back foot. The hand switches down. Switch hands on the other side, step out and rotate. If you're brand new today, this is a lot. Don't panic. Most of the people have been here for a few classes, so I'm going a little faster and throwing a lot in. But if you're brand new, don't worry. Just come back often. Practice with us. I'm going to send out a description of all the forms in the single whip series tonight. Not just one form, but all of them. So you'll have a written description and you'll be able to get a copy of the class, and you can practice in between if you should so choose. If you don't want to practice in between, don't. You can always just come and follow along with us. The lower hand comes up, comes back forward for an open and a close. Single whip left, weight goes to the right foot, step out to the left, open the curtain. Left hand comes in a swoosh, replaces the hand, step out with the left foot and rotate. Bring in the foot, switch hands and rotate. Now you can start thinking about releasing some energy, lessening the tension in your body, softening the muscles, letting go of things, maybe flowing a little bit more in your sequence, relaxing your breath, all these other myriad things. Rotating, looking at the back of the hand that's high. The lower hand comes higher than the upper hand, and you come back to center for an open and a close. Let's continue. I'm going to bring my weight to my left foot and step out with the right. Open the curtain. I'm watching the back of my left hand, bringing in my right foot, bringing down my right hand in a swoosh, switching hands, stepping out to the right and rotating. I'm very impressed by how many of you are hanging in there so well. Step out another step, switch hands and rotate. Remember, if you get tired at any point, sit down. Step in, switch hands and rotate. Waving hands in the clouds. Switch hands, rotate. Switch hands and rotate. Low hand goes high. Torso comes back forward and you open and close. Beautiful. I'm going to get a sip of water. If you haven't had one recently, I recommend you grabbing one and we'll do some more practice. You guys are troopers. You're really hanging in there. We've gained ground over the last few weeks. I'm hoping some of the new people will hang in there with us and catch up. Over time, you will pick it up. Maybe down the road, if we continue to have full classes, we'll split the class into beginner and experience so that we can do things in a different pace in the two classes. If you're brand new to this and you're finding this to be fast paced, maybe you want to put in a request to get set up to say, can we split the class? I hadn't thought of it before, but that's not a bad idea. So from your Wuji, bring your hands together for the open and close, and we're going to open and close. Single whip to the right, weight to the left foot, step out with the right and push the palms away. Weights on the right foot, open the curtain. Swish that right hand down, bring the right foot in, switch hands, step out with the right foot and rotate. Step in with the left, switch hands and rotate. Step out, switch hands and rotate. Step in, switch hands and rotate. Beautiful. I lost count. We're going to do one more. I don't know if it's number 3 or number 4, but one more and then we'll reverse the sequence. At the end, you bring the hands together at heart center, torso's facing forward for an open and a close. We're going to go single whip the other direction. The weight's going to my right foot. Step out the left. Open the curtain, watching the back of the left hand. The right hand in my case. Left foot in, left hand swishes, replace the hand, step out to the left. Switch hands, bring the right hand in and rotate back. Waving hands in the clouds. Step out, switch hands and rotate. Step in, switch hands and rotate. Switch hands, step out and rotate. I think that's 3. Step in, Switch hands and rotate. Hands come back together at heart center for an open and a close. Beautiful. Let's actually start at the very beginning and do a commencement form, and then we'll do several single whips. So find your Wuji and take a breath with me. Just inhale into your tummy. And on that exhale, just soften everything in the body. Let everything go. If you don't need it to stand up, let it go. Excuse me. So we'll start with our commencement form by rotating the shoulders. Allow the hands to drop and come in towards your belly button. As the hands come up the chest, your weight goes to the right foot. You step out with the left. When your weight's on the left foot, you can reach forward. Bring the right foot to join the left. Elbows down. Open and close. Single whip right. Weight goes to the left foot. Turn 45 degrees to the right and push. Open the curtain. Bring the right foot in, swoosh the right hand down. Replace the hands. Step out to the right and rotate, watching the back of the right hand. Bring in the left foot, switch hands and rotate. Step out, switch hands and rotate. Check your shoulders. Are they soft? Switch hands, step in and rotate. Are your knees soft? Can you feel the thick fog pushing against your arms as you rotate back? Step in, switch hands and rotate. Right hand goes high, come back to heart center and open and close. And now extend the arms forward with the palms down and rotate the shoulders down. This is a closing. You do this when you're through with your sequence for your practice that day. Now, I want you just to come to Wuji. Make sure you've got soft knees and soft shoulders. Bring your hands together at heart center. You're holding that energy ball. And you're just going to open and close. We call this pulsing. When you just repeatedly open and close like you're pulsing the energy. You don't have to believe in chi. All you have to do is visualize and pretend that there's energy there. Maybe you're a person who can actually feel it. Maybe you're not. It doesn't matter. What matters is, can you pretend? Can you visualize the energy between the palms as you're pulsing the hands and the palms are pulling the energy like taffy? Maybe your palms start to tingle. Maybe your palms warm. Bring the palms up and over. Move around like you're rotating that little energy ball. The exercise isn't feeling chi. The exercise is looking into yourself and coming up with what you feel. What can you be aware of that you're feeling in your hands and your arms, your wrist? Can you feel that when you rotate your hands, that your shoulders actually move? Isn't that, who thought about that? We actually use muscles in our shoulders and our upper arm to rotate this globe at our wrist. That's what we want to become aware of. Nice tall posture, not tall, but nice straight posture. The knowledge of where your body is in space has a really special word. It's, I'm going to get it wrong now. Proprioception. I probably got that wrong. I'm going to have to look it up. But there is a really nice word that says knowledge or awareness of where your body is in space. And that's something we want to become very conscious of because that helps us be stable, be balanced, and avoid falls. So start being aware. Where are my hands? What am I feeling? Am I feeling my breath in my chest, or am I feeling it in my tummy? Am I feeling it in my sinuses? Maybe all of the above. What's the temperature of the air on my arms? What am I sensing? Now you can just relax your arms down and come seated. Great session tonight. Oh. Let's see. Okay, just let's go over a couple points. Remember, what we do in class is learning the mechanics, so it's not as slow as you should make your practice. When you're first learning the mechanics, don't worry about being too slow, but as you progress, start slowing down. We want this to be mindful. We want you to be moving in the moment with your awareness in the moment. The class time is really just for teaching you the mechanics, teaching you the sequences, and giving you a little bit of practice. But if you can practice 5 minutes a day outside of class, that would be great. If you choose not to, that's okay. You're welcome to come back and practice with me every time. I recommend music with the practice, something soft and easy listening, nature sounds, but maybe you like silence or jazz. You know, it's what relaxes you that's important. Oh, thank you guys for coming. Thank you for spending a little bit of your holiday with me. I know you had other things to be doing, and I really appreciate that you chose to come and spend a few minutes with me. Get Set Up is our benefactor. So if you've got some experiences with Get Set Up that you would care to share, please tell it on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all those other little key social media words that I don't know. But if you don't want to post it yourself, email Liz, Liz at getsetup.io. Liz will take your experience as you describe it and blog it, and it will appear on the blog at getsetup.io. Some other classes that are related to this that you might want to try are Qigong and Slow Flow Yoga. I highly recommend trying those. I'm a person who thinks you should try everything because you really don't know what you like unless you at least try it. So I recommend jumping into those classes and trying them. Now for me, my next class again will be Tai Chi for beginners. I teach this class multiple times a week. Each class I focus on one of the 6 form subsequences, or like tonight, we actually had an opportunity to do both directions. Wasn't that great? We don't always have the time or opportunity. So, but each class will be a little different. And tonight another class I teach is called Tai Chi Shibashi. Now that is not as much of a flow of one form to the other as 18 exercises that we do in a specific sequence because it's therapeutic for us to do all 18 exercises. So we will do each one 6 or 10 times and then go to the next exercise 6 or 10 times. They're all gentle. They're all easy to do. There's very little footwork. You can do them seated, but at the end of a Shibashi session, you feel good. You've moved every joint, you've moved every muscle, you've moved, and it's done in a very pleasurable way. Come give it a try. If you've not done it, try it once. If you've done it, then please keep coming back because I love doing Shibashi in a group. I don't like doing it by myself. I love having you guys to do it with. I also teach Kundalini Yoga, which is a therapeutic style of yoga. It's not gym exercise. It's actually therapy for our body to make our nervous system stronger and massage our organs, massage our glands, work our body system so they work better. It's chair-based, but if I know that you want to do it on a mat, I will give both directions during the class. Just tip me off at the first of class that you're mat practicing on a mat. A class I've got coming next Friday, I think is the first one, and then I'm going to teach it twice a week, I think, is Sit and Get Fit. This is a fitness program or fitness class for chair base. And I'm going to have some classes that are ultra gentle, and I'm going to have some classes that are more vigorous. I'm kind of figuring out how I want to do that. I may do one class a week, like maybe the Tuesday night class will be gentle and the Sunday night class will be vigorous, something like that. So come check it out. But if you come to one and it's too gentle or too vigorous, try the other one. Class notes. I'm going to be sending you some notes tonight. And in the past, I've been sending a description of one form. Starting with this class, I'm going to send you a description of all the forms that we did in class tonight. So you'll have all the single whip forms described to help you in your practice. I'll also identify 3 other classes that you might be interested in trying. They're chosen almost at random. So it's just kind of a, gee, maybe it'll just quirk your interest, pique your interest. But this is what's important. On the notes, there's going to be a give feedback button, and we thrive on that. We grow on that. So when you click that button, and I hope you will, go into the feedback form here, and there's 1 to 5 stars for the session, for the class, 1 to 5 stars for me, the guide. This tells Get Set Up how to move forward with this class or with me. So feel free to click that 5th star. It really helps me. So if you're happy with the class, I'd appreciate a 5. If there's something about the class that you think that desperately needs changing, please put it in the comment and say so. Oops. We want to hear about positive changes to make that support you better. And if there's something about Get Set Up in general that you think could be improved, here's a box for that. So just tell us, this is a good place to tell us if there's another class you want, or maybe you want a certain class at a certain time on a certain day. Recommend it. We'll see what happens. The powers that be pay close attention to these, so feel free to make suggestions. Now, the Get Set Up community, and it really is a community. The concept of Get Set Up is to bring us all together so that we can learn from each other. Well, part of that is we also have to tell everybody else about it. So spread the word and let them know that you're in this community learning, and maybe you're instructing too. Maybe you're leading an interest group. If not, consider leading an interest group, something that you like to, maybe you play canasta. Maybe you'd like to start an interest group on playing canasta and bring other people together who want to talk about that. Maybe you guys have different ways to play, different rules, different styles, different numbers of decks. Whatever your interest is, playing piano, church piano, jazz piano, start an interest group. Only thing you do is click the Zoom session and start it up and just talk. Attend one. You'll be fascinated by some of these interest groups. They're so much fun to attend and just talk about what interests you. Hosting it is no different, really. And of course, I'm back to suggesting a class. If there's a new class that is not on here that you want to have, recommend it. Maybe you want a class on how to play a recorder. Well, put down that you want, to be trained on playing a recorder, and if enough people want it, they will go out and try to find a teacher. Assisted care facilities and senior living facilities and government agencies and community organizations are our partners. So if you're associated to one or more of these, please send us their contact information. We'd love to reach out and see if we can partner with them. That's how we maintain, that's how we grow. That's how they are able to bring so many classes to all of us for free. And of course, especially tonight's class, which was quite detailed in single whip and enabled us to have the time to go both directions. This would be a really good one to request the recording of and hang on to, because rarely do we get to practice both directions in one class. So I'd really recommend requesting the recording from tonight. Just send an email to help@getsetup.io and they'll set you up. Okay, that's class for tonight. Let me see. Oh, we got a bunch of chat. Let's see. Oh, so many nice people. Let's see. And I just lost my chat. Hang on a minute. It closed on me. Well, I don't know what it did. My chat window just expanded for some odd reason and I can't reduce it. So I have no idea what word's in there. That's interesting. Not seen it do that before.
Mr. Tai.
I honestly can't see the chat window because it's so big and I can't figure a way. I mean, let me try to see if it'll minimize it. Here, this might do it. Yep, that did it. Okay, chat says when we move right or left, we move a 75-degree angle or goes where, nope. Twee, you're right. You move for this particular step, it's a 45-degree angle. Now in brush the knee, we go directly to the side, but in single whip, we go 45 degrees.
Okay, thank you.
Let me turn that up just to look great. Thank you, Fran. Thank you, Verna and Satya. Oh, I love that name, Satya. Hi, iPhone. Thank you for saying what you did. Love to know your name. We'll have to talk to you about changing your name next time. Otherwise, I'm going to have to call you iPhone. But thank you for your kind words. Vicky, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And Vicky says she's feeling better doing the movements. And Pat said thank you. And Pat wants everyone to enjoy your evening. And Barbara, Barbara couldn't hear the music. I'm not ever sure how loud to turn it up because I don't hear it at the same level that you guys do. And I'm always afraid that I'm going to turn the music so high that it drowns out my voice. So you guys are always going to have to give me feedback at the first of class and say it's loud enough or it's too loud. So help me with that starting all the classes. And thank you, Pat, for your kind words. You too, Doris. You know what? Again, thank you for joining me on this holiday. I know most of you are US, though maybe not everybody. I know we get a lot of people from UK, but in the US, this was Memorial Day. And I really appreciate all of you spending a little bit of your Memorial Day with me. What a great holiday, great reason to stop and think. But I'm glad that you shared some of that time with me. With that being said, I'm going to say, come back often, people. And I'll see you again soon in this or another class. Have a good evening.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.